Hello, and welcome back to Homestead News' weekly podcast, The Road and Range. It has been a few weeks since we have put together a podcast, and actually I'm still kind of out of it. I had a stack of topics, articles, if you will, to go over, and I've misplaced them as I'm trying to reorganize my office between my home studio, my home office for the YouTube channel, as well as my home office for work. But anyway, that I do have one thing that we're gonna discuss today, and that is Cumberland Farms. If you remember a few years back, Kroger sold all their convenience stores a few years back to a British company, and they called their American division that was buying these stores, whether it was Kwik Shop, Quick Stop, or Turkey Hill, Loaf N Jug, what have you. The EG America bought them all, and a year later they bought a company called Cumberland Farms. In 2022, they began rebranding their Tom Thumbs convenience stores, largely because of the confusion between the Tom Thumb convenience stores and the Tom Thumb grocery stores, which were never ever connected together. They were in two different regions, but they were a point of confusion. Well, and they started rebranding those as Cumberland Farms locations. They then moved their headquarters from the Northeast. I think it was Massachusetts, actually, to North Carolina, a state where they have no locations. They don't have a single convenience store location or a single property that they own in North Carolina. But that's where they moved their headquarters. Now come this month, in July of this year, they announced plans to rebrand all their locations. And rebranding its U.S. convenience retail network to the Cumberland Farms banner has been central to the company's strategy for years, according to their press release. That effort kicked off in early 2022, as we were discussing, when Cumberland Farms then operating as EG America, revealed a $50 million investment to rebrand all 113 Tom Thumb locations. Since then, company executives have repeatedly said they intend to consolidate most of its U.S. portfolio, which also includes Cohen Markets, Turkey Hill, Loaf N Jug, and several other banners under the Cumberland Farms brand. Yeah, and that would include the Kwik Shops out of Kansas that were part of Dillon's that Kroger bought way back. But progress has been slower than initially expected. The Tom Thumb conversions were originally slated for completion in 2024, but as of April of this year, only 55 of the stores had been rebranded across its entire U.S. network. Cumberland Farms had converted 77 stores by the end of April. Cumberland Farms has also begun rebranding its Sprint banner in Georgia and South Carolina. So they're not in North Carolina, but they are in South Carolina. But they're headquartered in North Carolina, completing 13 so far. It has rebranded all 9 Neon Marketplace sites in the Northeast it acquired last year, and has started converting 101 of its 139 Loaf N Jug locations, focusing exclusively on Colorado stores. According to the SEC filing, Cumberland Farms currently operates 643 stores under its flagship banner. If the company meets its new target of converting 120 to 140 stores annually, that figure could roughly double, encompassing the vast majority of the company's U.S. network. Per the filing, we plan to extend the Cumberland Farms brand beyond its historical regional footprint by expanding it across our broader United States network, creating a unified and cohesive brand identity, the company said in its IPO registration statement. Alongside the rebranding campaign, Cumberland Farms plans to accelerate what it describes as periodic store refreshes. These renovations aim to modernize locations, bring them in line with current brand standards, and introduce updated food service and beverage offerings. The retailer said it expects to refresh roughly 60 Cumberland Farms stores each year, with that number increasing over time as traditional locations are rebranded to the flagship banner. Finally, Cumberland Farms plans to greatly expand its partnership with Crispy Crunchy Chicken, which launched last September at 5 locations. In November, the retailer said it expected to debut the hot foods program at 150 sites by the end of 2026, and in the SEC filing, it extended the goal to 300 locations by 2028 and 500 sites by 2030. So whatever brand and is closest to you or in your area will soon, over the next 5 years, is expected to be rebranded as a Cumberland Farms. Meaning Cumberland Farms will no longer be East Coast. It'll be virtually coast to coast. Although there'll be states where it skips and stuff, but it will be coast to coast. As I said, North Carolina doesn't have any locations. But anyway, that's the news for this week. That's the travel news for this week, and I anticipate getting back on track with weekly news items, and we'll keep you up to date on their travel and homesteading news as the weeks continue. Thank you for watching. If you like this video or this podcast, if you're having to be listening to it somewhere else, please give us a like, thumbs up on YouTube, and be sure to hit that subscribe button to be notified of future videos. And also, if you're on your mobile device listening to this on YouTube, be sure to hype this video. Let's get it out to more people so more people are aware and learn of it. Learn of the videos. And don't forget to watch our other videos on Thursdays. If we have a video on Thursday, it will be travel related. If it posts on Fridays, it will be food related. Restaurant reviews, recipes in the kitchen, what have you. If we post a video on Saturday, it will be related to homesteading or the settlement, and the wide range of topics that could be covered there, and that also includes survivalist topics. So we don't do too many of those survivalist videos, but if there's going to be one, it will be on a Saturday also. Thank you, and also don't forget to look us up on Facebook, Homestead News on Facebook, and like and follow us over on Facebook as well. Thank you again. God bless and have a great day, everybody. See you next time.